dead center for the first time ever. Mason Bell. Oh, hey, Ricky's up. I think this is the first time that we've recorded that Ricky's actually been out and about on his own. Every other time we've,
Because I'm in here?
Yeah, I bet so. Do you personally, feel the same energy as them? Do you feel like you're able to share your energy with said hamsters?
He's got an energy with me, yeah, that's for sure.
That is for sure.
That is for sure.
Yeah. Man, he's going. Ricky's just going. He's got some old man hair now, though. Look how fluffy he is. Aubrey, look how scruffy this boy is.
Oh yeah. That's what happens when they get older. Their hair gets more long. It's good to be back.
Good to be back in the studio.
We do have a guest today, as promised. Oh, sorry.
We did maybe forget until a moment before recording, but that's okay. Because we already knew who we were going to have join us. And how do you want me to introduce you? Just Caleb?
That's Caleb.
Today in the studio, we got just Caleb.
Just Caleb.
Yeah.
Just Caleb.
Yeah. I'm sure you've all heard of Just Caleb before. He's a
roommate. He's involved in the dead pigeon story.
But yes, friend Caleb. He's a friend. He's a confidant. He's a roommate. Featured in our pigeon story as well as a couple of other of Aubrey's anecdotes.
Sure.
Just an all around dude, you know. So what's up? How's it going? It's going
well.
Yeah.
We're having had a good day. It's been a
good day.
Been a productive week.
Yeah, I would say so.
Hell yeah.
I suppose you could say that. I mean, not really, but in a way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just mean for your own, like, personal week time?
Yeah, I've just been playing a lot of video games recently. There's been a resurgence of an older video game that we all used to play, and that's been great.
Yeah, it has been a good time. I mean, I've been doing that with a lot of my free time recently, but I guess I've just had, like, work and other stuff to, you know, just a little bit less Ace Attorney, a little bit more cash money. But, you know, we all got to support ourselves the way, however we can. And until we have 1 million viewers and 1,000,001 sponsors, we're just going to have to stick to regular money for now. Not podcast money.
Yeah.
Which, podcast money, in theory, is probably my favorite money.
Well,
it's
we've yet to experience the money.
But, like, it's P money. Who wouldn't want the P money, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I would like to call it pod money, but...
Coffers of the pod. Yeah. Obviously, people need to pay us for what we're doing here. Today is a very special episode because today's the first day that we've ever interviewed a roommate.
Well, we only have, 3-4 roommates among us, so I just want to jump right in.
Yeah, you just wanna hop right in there?
Yeah, because I think this is going to be a great way to get Caleb into the conversation. We've all been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 lately, and since it's 2020, and we've been playing this game, I was thinking about it because this game's old. So Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. Oh, actually, it was September 2013, so it was my freshman year.
Huh.
That's barely.
That's wild. Ugh. I couldn't. That was that was a couple years before I...
The game broke industry sales records and became the fastest selling entertainment product in history, earning $800 million in its first day and $1 billion in the first 3 days.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, and it's Rockstar, it's Grand Theft Auto. I'm not surprised. People fucking loved 4, so you just, the next game comes out, people are gonna buy it.
But this is weird because, they haven't made another GTA after this, but they have, exponentially expanded on their online.
Yeah, they're really doing a Sims 3 with it right now, I gotta say.
Yeah.
They're just putting an infinite amount of content out for the first thing instead of, making another.
Well, that's really just the Sims thing. They do it every iteration. They put out a ridiculous amount of content.
Yeah.
Before they move on. eventually. But Rockstar, I mean, they're sticking with it. And I'm not mad about it. So when I went on the Wikipedia page, one of the last little things is controversies. And I was like, okay, I know this game was controversial when it came out because it's super violent and you can like kill hookers and stuff. And so everybody was offended. But I was like, I just want to read into it. See what it says. It says the game has generated several controversies related to its violence and depiction of women. A mission that requires players to use torture equipment and hostage interrogation polarized reviewers, who noted its political commentary but felt that the torture sequence was in poor taste. It's a game about crime, and you're telling me torturing someone is in poor taste?
Well, I mean, but wait, do they mean specifically like that it was torture in general, or just that the way that they carried out the torture scene was in poor taste?
I think
I'm confused.
I mean, either way. So the mission also received this was just like one mission, received criticism from politicians and anti-torture charity groups. The game became subject to widespread online debate over its portrayal of women in wake of backlash against GameSpot journalist Carolyn Petit, who claimed the game was misogynistic in her review, which I'm sure when it initially came out, yes, but having played a lot of online myself as a woman, I don't necessarily feel that way. I mean, sure, there aren't male strippers, but, like, overall, it's not that unrealistic. And I've noticed there's times, this happens in GTA Online and in Red Dead, where if you play as a woman, the things that characters say to you is a little bit different because you're a woman. Which, with some of these characters, that makes sense that they would speak differently. Especially, like, Lester, the nasty, like, little old guy who does all the heists, like... Of course he would speak to me weirdly because I'm a woman. Like, the dude has no chill. Also on that note, apparently television personality Karen Gravano and actress Lindsay Lohan both filed lawsuits against Rockstar in allegation that there were characters in the game that bared their likenesses. The lawsuits were later dismissed. But I was like, really?
Huh.
Definitely sounds a little ridiculous.
I mean, maybe they looked like a little bit like them, but like, who knows? I'd have to see the NPCs. Did they remove them? Does it say?
I don't think that's
no, but I did click on the Lindsay Lohan one because I was like, can I find this character that she thinks is her? The latest installment of the game, GTA, created a character based on her without her permission, she claims. Lohan filed it in 2014. There's a character named Lacey Jonas, and it is an unequivocal reference to the Mean Girls and Freaky Friday star. The 28-year-old claims image, voice, and styles from her clothing line are depicted in the game. The suit also claims the game features West Hollywood's Chateau Marmont Hotel, where Lohan used to live. In addition, the character asks to help avoid paparazzi photographers during the story mode of the game. Oh, so it's a story mode character. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously some of these places are going to resemble where she lives and does things because it is basically
it's
an
a recreation.
LA ripoff.
Is it that, like, it's near where she used to live or something? I don't...
Well, GTA is a satirical reimagining of modern Southern California.
Well, so, what I'm saying is, like, did the quest take near where she used to live?
Yeah, like, and she's saying the character in question bears resemblance to her and is in a similar situation, and it's obviously a celebrity-type character.
I don't know, maybe it
I've
could be.
I've actually just started playing the story. I've had the game for forever and only ever really messed around in online mode and just started the story, so I'll eventually get through to Lindsay Jonas and we'll find out. Because I'm assuming it's still there because the lawsuit got dismissed, like...
Honestly, it sounds a little bit convincing, but I'd have to actually see the face myself. I mean, that happens all the time where people, like, parody real celebrities and characters and stuff like that and, like, represent them in a certain way, but I don't know if they usually... I don't know, like, what the line is of fair use. Like, I guess the line between fair use and using someone's likeness, like, that's...
There's a difference between using a character that looks similar to them and is similar to their life, and then saying it's them. I think as long as you don't say it's them, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Where's the spot where you have to ask that person for their permission to use them in a game as well?
Yeah, like, what's the line? Like, how close does it have to look to them? And does it have to have to be using
their name? I think you have to be using their name. Also, speaking of, like, additions and things, like, they have a casino now, and that's just been a heck of a lot of fun, because obviously it's not really safe to go to a casino.
Yeah,
but
nowadays for sure.
You can sit around with all your friends and play in a casino. Caleb and I have been killing it at the horse races.
It's definitely a scary place.
I've lost every dime I've ever owned, and I don't want to go back.
I've made upwards of $300K total from the casino, so can't relate.
I profited quite a bit.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's hard to sympathize, but Anyways, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
I don't know. What are we talking about, Caleb? I mean, like, do you want me to go on to something first, or have you figured out what you wanted to talk about today?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I can go ahead. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's hop on into it. Get in there, Caleb.
Okay. So obviously now we're all stuck in here inside. We can't go out anywhere, including theme parks. We can't go out to theme parks. You remember Freedom Land? No,
I've
of course you don't.
never heard of Freedom Land.
No, of course you don't.
Freedom Land? That sounds like the worst themed amusement park ever. Like, if this is an American themed amusement park, I don't ever want to go.
It was legit, super cool. On release, there were so many different attractions you could go to as well. 40 different attractions.
40 attractions?
Okay, so when did this park open and where?
It was in 1960.
Wait, it opened in 1960?
But who opened it?
Mr. Disney himself, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
Wait, it was like a Disney thing?
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure it was like the same person that's running Disney also running another.
Oh, okay. So the person,
well.
the other dude in charge. But where was Freedom Land located?
It was in New York. In New York, it was supposed to be designed as USA. It looks like a map as you enter. So you go to every different state as you're walking around.
So there were 50 different parts, or was it north, south, midwest, west?
This kind of just sounds like American amusement park. But I guess it was in the 60s. They didn't have the yet, so...
You're able to go around by either a car, bus, or train. And it leads all northeastern section of the Bronx.
Huh. Oh, wow. Actually, up into the mountains?
I don't know.
The Bronx some mountains? I don't think that's the case.
The Bronx
that's
is like a neighborhood in New York.
I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass.
Pretty sure Cardi B is from the Bronx.
Editing Mason here? Wow, I am a dumbass. That is probably the stupidest thing I've ever said. Carry on.
Well, what made you want to talk about Freedom Land? How long was it open? When did it close?
Freedom Land actually only lasted 5 seasons. It opened 60 years ago during June 1960, and it closed during September 1964. So it wasn't open as long as it could be, but...
Dang, but only 4 years for an amusement park? That's short.
Yeah,
it's not great.
Oh, what happened to it? I wonder, how much of that, it must all be gone now, right? If that was, in New York, and it was, an abandoned amusement park, I assume that space would have gotten taken up by now, right?
It must have been cleaned up, I would assume.
60 years ago. I mean, I will say, though, if it still existed, I'd be very curious to see it.
Oh, yeah.
We actually have an abandoned amusement park right outside of my hometown that a lot of people like to go, check out. It's called, Dogwood or something like that. It was like a dog themed or focused amusement park, I guess. I don't know if you're allowed to have your dogs there. I mean, I think that's what the point was. I had never seen it when it was actually working. I think the reason why is because it was incredibly dangerous and it had water slides that I'm pretty sure people died on. Okay, yeah, that's starting to ring a bell.
Yeah, there was something like that around when my dad was a kid. Yeah, he was there were a lot of kids that broke their arms or their wrists going down this concrete water slide. And I was
yeah.
Who said let's build a water slide out of concrete and thought no one's gonna get hurt, it'll be fine.
The issue is that shit is so low to the ground. There's also another just a solo abandoned one in Mountain Home that's also full of glass because of a thing at the top.
God.
It had so many twists and turns in it, and it was so shallow that people would just fucking fly out of it at the turns and just skyrocket into the air and hit a tree or something. It was very dangerous too. People use it for skateboarding now, but it's also still very dangerous for that purpose as well.
Interesting. Did you know in 2014 somebody bought the Dog Patch theme park that you were talking about to turn it into an ecotourism village? But things didn't work out.
They didn't?
No. As of November 2019, the guy was served a foreclosure notice, and a lawsuit was filed against his company and the 400-acre Dog Patch property. It was behind on the lease payments and owed almost $1 million that was supposed to have been paid off in August.
Yikes. It's interesting. I mean, I wonder how much oof he even made on fixing it up, because that place is actually, incredibly dangerous.
I don't think he had, any success fixing it.
Oof. Maybe he just bought it and never got to it. That's rough, especially considering he's over $1 million in debt with it now. Isn't that awesome?
Okay, Editor Mason got too curious and wanted to look up the original fate of Dog Patch. Hi again. So turns out, Dog Patch was facing a lot of competition from Steal Your Dollar City and a few other places in the area. So they downsized in 1991 to an arts and crafts place and only stayed open for about 2 years after that before they closed. Yeah, the old park owner that they foreclosed on's last name is the same as mine, which is weird. Because that's also, where I'm from.
Dog Patch was opened in 1968 and closed in 1993.
1993, man. Only 4 years before I was born.
Looks like somebody actually bought it in June 2020, so 2 months ago somebody bought it.
What?
Yeah. It says the future is unrevealed, though. So
weird. 2 months ago? I couldn't even, what does somebody have to do with something like that right now?
He has not divulged his property plans, but it will be good for Arkansas.
But it will be good for Arkansas to finally remove this death trap from our nature.
There's actually a Tilt House Mystery Shack ride for Freedom Land. With the Tilt House Mystery Shack, there's actually a visitor's experience demonstrations that appear to defy gravity on the short but steep uphill walk inside a wooden building on the site. The mystery spot is also known as Mystery Shack, a popular tourist attraction, and gained recognition as a roadside gravity box, or tilted house. At this roadside attraction, the laws of gravity and physics seem to disappear as balls roll uphill and people lean over past their toes without tumbling over.
Okay, so it was kind of like a tilted funhouse sort of thing. There was one of those in Silver Dollar City once too.
No, yeah, it's still there.
It's like Grandpa's
manor or something.
Something Grandpa. Yeah, I used to be infatuated with going in that building when I was a kid, and I'll tell you what. Any of the more recent times that I've been back there, I always have to go through there at least once on my way out. It's near the entrance anyway, and it's
absolutely.
It's too much. You can't not just go take a trot through Grandpa's manor and see him shower, and then also fall because the floors are sideways.
Oh yeah.
10 out of 10 review. I got to see his dick.
I don't think that's how that goes.
What are we talking about?
Grandpa's dick, apparently.
Okay, we can stay on that.
Nah,
I think we should. What do you got?
Hello, and welcome to our ad space. This very, very spot, could be yours too. If you are willing to pay us money to talk about you or put you in this spot of our episode, why wouldn't you?
So speaking of Grandpa Dick.
Yeah?
For a moment, you really did make me think that we had the same topic, Aubrey, but I'm really glad that we didn't.
Sorry,
My topic today is 7 Days in Hell. It is a movie that came out in 2015, made by HBO. It is a mockumentary made by Jake Szymanski. You can only find it through HBO or Vudu now, but if you can search out this film, I highly recommend you do. Mostly just because of the fact that it's not even an hour long. Like, it's just barely feature film length. So, like, it's so easy to just sit down and pop that sucker in and just fucking go to town. Watch that shit. Be done with it. Maybe, you have enough time. You thought that your break was going to take longer. You still got some time left. Half your food's there. Just watch it again. Why not? There's so much stuff going on in it. Like, throughout the entirety of the movie, like, you're gonna see more, and it doesn't stop being funny.
To give you some background info, because all three of us have seen this movie multiple times.
So to give you some background on this, all three of us have seen this movie collectively probably about 100 times.
I've written down how many times I've witnessed the movie, and it's at least 17 to 18 times now. The movie is phenomenal.
Okay, I guess closer to 50, if you put it that way.
The movie stars Andy Samberg and Kit Harington.
Yes.
It's a great sports mockumentary, because, like, I don't like sports movies.
What?
So...
You don't like sports, Aubrey?
No, but I especially don't like sports movies. Like, I don't want no inspirational sports movie bullshit, and this movie just makes fun of all that stupid sports stuff. And it's also about tennis. The, like, dumbest sport ever. I mean, no offense, tennis players. It's very hard. I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. But it's like, I mean, comparatively to, like, what's going on in multiple people sports,
Hey, I mean, tennis is pretty much just like one-person volleyball with a short net.
Yeah.
And you're both holding little tiny nets with handles.
Yeah.
And you can only hit but at the same time, those net handles are sort of at, they're your hands, because you're only allowed to hit the volleyball with your hands. So, like, it's kind of like that, where, like, the little tiny nets are,
I was gonna say it's like ping pong, but the floor's the table and the net's a lot bigger.
I feel like tennis probably gets mentioned as much as bowling does.
No.
Listen, I love bowling.
Yeah, but I feel like it doesn't get mentioned nearly as much.
Oh, I mean, not nearly as much as, like, say,
But it's up there. Like, we've had a lot of influential tennis players.
There is a subsect of America that cares quite dearly about tennis, and there are larger parts of Europe and especially Britain that care a lot more. I think that the niche is there more than some other sports that you see. I will say, I mean, I guess it does say something that, the biggest tennis event that most people actually know about is Wimbledon, which is held in England, which, must I say, this movie is actually about Wimbledon. It takes place over the course of 7 days of these two men duking it out one-on-one. But, of course, stuff happens and things get put off, and, like, they just can't beat each other. Neither man can get out of the hell that they made for themselves. And it goes on for 7 days before it ends.
But besides the plot, it's comic genius. The comedic timing of literally everyone in the movie is superb.
Okay, apparently it's supposed to be at the 1996 Wimbledon finals. Gotcha. It's a wild thing. One of them's a child prodigy that doesn't want to be, and the other one is a reverse blindside, which I can't really, like, explain, but and as different as the two boys are, I feel like by the end they're one and the same. I feel like that they're so close by the end that they could even be buried in the same coffin if they died.
I completely disagree.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think then?
I think that there's a lot of animosity at the end of the movie, but honestly, everyone just needs to watch it and decide for themselves how they feel.
Yeah, you just need to watch it. Caleb here has actually been sifting through the movie after so many watches to just try to fully memorize the script, and I'm excited for him.
I would enjoy learning the entire script, including the announcer and the narrator as well, with everything they are saying.
Dude, the announcers, like, the narrators and people that, like, they get to talk about, like, confessionals and stuff for what went on, it's superb, because some of it are, they're just, like, fake goofy actors of people that were there, or, like, professionals or whatever. But then since this was done through HBO being a sports documentary, quotation marks, they actually got, like, actual
sports announcers.
Like sports announcers that do shit like with all that, and then also a bunch of at least like 2 or 3 actual tennis pros.
Which there is also another movie that Andy Samberg did after this, similar to it, called Tour de Pharmacy.
Yes.
About the Tour de France, and they did get Lance Armstrong to be in that one. And there are several scenes of him doing, like, anonymous, quote-unquote, interviews.
And of stuff that would really get him in trouble if he was talking about.
Except, like, we all know what he did, so it's freaking hilarious.
It's great. Both of those movies, Tour de Pharmacy is a little bit longer, and we've seen it a lot less. But like, both of those, like, they are great. They're great watches. Once again, I gotta say, like, drop what you're doing right now. I don't care if you're driving. Park somewhere. Go figure out where you can get a hold of this film, and you should go watch it. And
even just listen to it while you're just driving your car, and just have it on the background.
Honestly, that'd be pretty funny in its own merit too. There would be a lot less context for all the
No, exactly. You need no context with that movie.
Well, if you watch it, let us know and email us what your favorite line is. Hey, Caleb, you've been memorizing some of the script. Throw out a line for us.
I've got one.
I'll think of one too. Okay.
Hate and love, those are just 2 flip sides of the same quesadilla, amiga.
Someone should write that on my gravestone.
His mother sent him to be a bloody lawyer driver.
Oh wait, no. I'm gonna set you up for one, and then you give me the response, okay?
I can remember.
Why do you smell like fire?
Because I rage inside like a furnace.
Because they rage inside like a furnace.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Caspian Wint is a true character.
He's so cool. Sweaty and gross and has a pot belly and...
Fun fact, the guy that plays Caspian Wint is also the guy who plays the leader of the Volturi in the Twilight movies. And he actually has many acting nominations.
Oh my god, then why did you list Twilight first?
Because that's how I came to know who he was, and my mom was super into watching Twilight because he was in it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she loves a good cameo or, like, an actor she's familiar with. Like, there's a reason I can't stop talking during movies, and it's because that woman is my mother.
I mean, I can't stop talking during movies either, but that's just because I feel like I have to share my opinion on everything. Which I guess is what has led me to this point. Yo, okay, wait, now I got another for you, Caleb. Who was that on the phone?
The Queen of England.
And the next line, come on.
I don't fucking
Aubrey, you can come for a steal.
I can't do it. I can't come for a steal. Do you know it?
Yeah, I mean, I called it out. Of course, I know what the answer is because apparently this is a new
on the phone.
It's the Queen. She wants me to win.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. I can't remember which one. Oh man!
And I'm gonna make that a new segment. Yeah. Okay. I'm not even gonna. No, I don't even have a name for it yet, but that's a new segment.
I just think it should be Finish the Quote, and it can literally be from anything.
Finish the quote. How about that?
Yeah. And then, finish the quote. If you want to fight me, you're not the brightest.
Damn, this is a lot harder from the other side.
You won't know what's hit you in the slightest.
What?
I'm sorry, Aubrey, that I haven't seen...
Me and my fireball. My demon hipster chicks. Tell him, Maddie.
We're gonna get DMC'd for this, Aubrey.
Oh
Stop.
My god. Oh, please don't come for me. Like, Universal, I love that movie and I'm the biggest fan. That was Scott Pilgrim, Matthew.
I said 2 fucking episodes ago that you always bring it back to fucking Michael Cera or Scott Pilgrim, and here you are doing it again.
You do David Spade, and I have Michael Cera.
Ugh, I don't like yours.
That's your Michael Cera alert.
Yeah,
I like mine, and I think that Michael Cera would approve.
Mine's better.
Call me, we can talk about it sometime.
Okay, sounds good. I
I guess,
as much as I'd like to.
Does anybody have anything lately that's been annoying them? Because I have one thing I just want to air my grievance about. Stop selling things on Facebook. Don't send me your group invite. Don't send me the event invite. I don't want the leggings. I don't want the sandals made in Africa. I don't want the nails. I don't want any of it. I don't want the scented candle wax. None of it. None of it. Stop selling things on Facebook. We're all sick of it.
Well, yeah.
Just a PSA. I've just been thinking about it lately because I've been getting a lot of them now that, like, it's quarantine, so, like, more people have picked that up as, like, I don't even want to call it a job. It's a hobby. Like,
I call it a side hustle.
It's like a pyramid scheme, though. They, like, all are low-key. It's like that Mary Kay stuff.
Well, I mean, are they just buying stuff and then reselling it themselves, or is it part of, like, a larger thing?
No, it's part of a larger thing. Oh. It always is. Like, what's the leggings are...
Fuck you.
Leggings.
Fuck you.
Candles.
We're not gonna advertise their shit on here, but...
No, I'm not we will not advertise for you. Just saying.
No, like, I'm gonna go back through and say, fuck you, over... I'm actually gonna take that clip of me saying, fuck you, over that, and put it over the actual name so that we do not sponsor them, because fuck that sort of stuff. Right up the ass.
Lord. Yeah, I've just been seeing it a lot lately, and I'm like, do you not understand? You're just feeding into... Like, this isn't small business, you know? And I respect a small business more. Like, I want you to, like, hand make some jewelry. Like...
Get on Etsy.
Learn some resin art. Yeah, sell some stuff on Etsy. Like, literally anything else. I would buy a popsicle craft picture frame before I bought your weird pyramid scheme bullshit.
God. I can't believe you lived with a man that actually, like, was doing one of those for a sec.
But it's wild to talk to him about it. Well, we should definitely have him on sometime to talk about the vacuum pyramid scheme.
And it's fun. Well, it's funny that I say that he was doing this right after you saying how much you hate it. They didn't really tell him that's what it was going into it. It was a very interesting situation.
That's not as bad, because that's like, you're just going door to door talking to strangers. This is like, I'm your Facebook friend, so I'm going to send it to you and make you feel like you need to support me. And I'm like, I don't know you like that, girl.
I think Gus Johnson made a video on that once.
I bet. Gus and I see eye to eye on a lot, man. Every time I watch one of his videos where he's just sitting down with the piano and the microphone, I'm like, preach,
yeah.
Sister.
Well, it's always, he's always taping the microphone to something, yeah.
Actually, I haven't listened to Gus and Eddie's podcast yet. I need to get on that.
I've listened to a couple episodes. They're definitely very similar with how they handle having guests on, because it's usually just their buds that they have on the show.
Yeah, I feel like we'd vibe with them pretty well.
Talking about vibing.
Well, we will see you next week.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to have you on, Caleb.
Thanks for being in the room.
In the meantime, everyone, share us with your friends. Give us a rating on whatever you listen to us on. And
I have, as of this last week, gone sicko mode and added us to every single directory that has accepted us at this point. So we're just, wherever you get your freaking podcasts, we're out there now. We out there.
Also, we're on Instagram.
And
go follow
Twitter.
Us.
Well, kind of Twitter. I haven't posted anything there yet.
Instagram at What Are We Talking About Podcast. Follow.
Yeah, anything you want to pimp, Caleb? Just Caleb? You got anything you want to the homie? You got a homie you want to shout out?
No. I have no homies to shout out to. No. Sorry.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
They're already here.
The homies are here.
Okay, I'll go.